Beyoncé is giving tickets to her Cowboy Carter Tour away to soup kitchens after struggling to fill seats. The superstar has failed to sell out any of her 6 nights at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London and has been distributing tickets to good causes to avoid the venue looking empty.
Atlanta thought 3 shows were enough until 80,000 seats vanished in 12 minutes and fans crashed every ticket site in the South. So Beyoncé did something nobody predicted. She opened the gates for a 4th night, daring the city to keep up. But the stampede for seats was just the first thunderclap in a week that would rewrite touring history and expose a billion-dollar fault line under the live music business: the Midnight Stampede. When Ticketmaster's countdown hit 0, the queue ballooned past 600,000 devices. Phones at traffic lights, laptops in office cubicles, tablets propped on cafe counters, each screen pulsing with the same doomed line: hang tight, you're behind 247,913 fans.
This ain't Texas, but at Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter Tour from LA to New York City, and even London, it has kind of looked like it. In a swarm of denim, cowboy hats and boots, the Beehive taking over stadiums.
Within 90 seconds, every standard ticket was gone. Parents tried bedtime bribery. Get your math homework done and I'll keep refreshing. While scalpers armed with bot farms scooped up entire seat blocks faster than human hands could click. The algorithm retaliated, spiking floor spots from $350 to $1,200 in under 4 minutes, then quietly unlocking drip-feed singles at the upper rim for barely $91. Cheap enough to feel merciful, pricey enough to sting. Chaos rippled offline too. At an Atlanta record store, staff wheeled out a dusty flat screen so a sidewalk line of fans could watch the timer together.
And we end the week with Queen Bey. Beyoncé may have gone country with her Cowboy Carter era, but it seems her fans aren't exactly lining up for it. With less than 2 weeks to go before opening night in Los Angeles, thousands of seats remain unsold, over 3,200 on the first night alone. And the resale tickets are dropping to as low as $35.
Someone screamed when the purchase button finally grayed out, and half the block groaned in unison. In living rooms across 3 time zones, Beyoncé's voice on smart speakers scored the madness. "You won't break my soul," as if taunting buyers glued to payment screens. By 12:17 p.m. Eastern, resale listings were already peppering StubHub at 5-fold markups, and a newly minted hashtag, 4th Night or Riot, hit 30,000 posts in under an hour. Then came the push notification that flipped outrage into euphoria. Due to unprecedented demand, Beyoncé adds July 14th. The announcement detonated across group chats like a midnight fireworks show.
Ticketmaster is ruining the concert experience.
I was gonna say, I don't have a problem. I've never had a problem with it.
No, they hike up the prices. It's a monopoly.
Local radio DJs interrupted advertisements to confirm it. Church WhatsApp groups spread seat map screenshots alongside prayer hand emojis. Meanwhile, arena logistics staff scrambled to rebook security crews and order an extra mile of steel barricades before dawn. For fans who scored those golden emails, it felt like divine intervention. For everyone else, it signaled a second chance, one that would trigger an even bigger digital stampede before sunrise. Yet, while screens melted, Beyoncé's accountants were already smiling, because the real story wasn't seats. It was the ocean of cash rising beneath them.
Tickets for Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter Tour went on sale Friday, but some fans are raising concerns about prices they're being charged for those tickets. Some social media users have pointed to seats in the same section going for more than 3 times the price, depending on when the tickets were purchased.
A cash tsunami on 4 wheels. By night 5 in Los Angeles, the Cowboy Carter Caravan had already banked $56 million, outgrossing every other 2025 arena run in a single stop. But the dollar tide was just beginning to swell. VIP Wrangler lounges, complete with mechanical bowls, chef-curated brisket, and limited edition vinyl pressed on site, sold out at $1,750 a head, funneling a cool $4 million per city straight into the tour kitty. Corporate partners smelled the gold rush. Pepsi locked in an exclusive drink contract.
New at 11, frightening moments for superstar Beyoncé at her concert in Houston tonight. something malfunctioned as she rode in a red Cadillac suspended in the air while performing her song 16 Carriages.
Meta sponsored an AR photo booth that prints holographic selfies, and a Texas-based bootmaker paid 7 figures to stitch the tour logo onto 6,000 pairs of leather high tops given to influencers at each stop. Outside the gates, merch trucks opened at dawn and still formed lines past midnight. The best seller? A $150 faux suede Carter Stetson that glows under UV light. Fans bought so many that suppliers had to charter a midnight flight from Dallas to restock Vegas dates.
Several low-income families in London have been offered tickets by the centres, which provide food for the needy. Beyoncé, who won her 32nd Grammy in January when Cowboy Carter was announced Album of the Year, played 2 shows last week. Last night, there were still hundreds of tickets available online for tonight's show.
At a limited-run Renaissance Rodeo vinyl box set, streaming exclusively on Bee's web store, and nightly merch revenue rocketed towards $17.7 million, crushing the record Harry Styles set just 18 months earlier. Streaming platforms cashed in, too. Every city night triggered a spike in Cowboy Carter listens. Spotify's On Repeat playlist reported a 612% jump in the 48 hours after SoFi. And social mentions of the album hashtag passed 2 billion impressions before Denver's soundcheck.
And Western wear stores around the country.
Non-stop traffic, you just had to say excuse me everywhere you kind of walked.
Including at family-owned Alcala's Western Wear in Chicago.
Honestly, it was like nothing we've ever really seen. Muchas gracias.
Where Manny Alcala says their sales hit record levels when Beyoncé came to town.
Live Nation quietly bumped its season forecast again, plotting an intimate theater week concept that could tack on another $50 million in premium tickets by Christmas. When you tot up the numbers, VIP packages, sponsorship bonuses, merch, streaming bumps, and a cut of concessions, the Cowboy Carter Roadshow is tracking toward a $500 million monster. And that's before anyone counts the rumored film-concert hybrid she's been shooting with Apple and IMAX. But for thousands of fans, those glittering dollars came with a darker price tag, because the ticket game felt rigged from the jump. The Ticketmaster Backlash presale morning was carnage. By 9:03 a.m. Eastern, Ticketmaster servers were coughing out cryptic error codes 500, 503, 429, like a slot machine stuck on lemons. Some buyers stared at a spinning blue wheel for 53 minutes, only to be catapulted back to the end of a virtual queue that now topped 700,000. Scalper bot networks, running thousands of simultaneous sessions, slipped through in milliseconds, vacuuming entire rows before human fingers had finished typing CVV codes. Screenshots of $50 nosebleeds morphing into $850 platinum seats flooded X, prompting the hashtag #BayFraud to trend above national election chatter. Illinois Attorney General Marcus Delgado fired off a cease and desist letter within hours, accusing Ticketmaster of a digital shell game. 2 days later, a bipartisan Senate subcommittee scheduled yet another hearing on Live Nation's monopoly grip.
Even our final show in New Jersey, added due to quote-unquote high demand, still has more than 5,500 tickets still available. So what went wrong with the tour that was supposed to be the next Renaissance?
The company blamed unprecedented demand and its anti-bot wall, but leaked Slack logs, spread by an anonymous employee under the handle Backstage B, revealed dynamic pricing triggers set at every 10,000 cart threshold. Translation: the moment the queue ballooned, an algorithm quietly yanked prices skyward, taking them as market value adjustments, then watched as desperate fans clicked accept. Stories poured out. A Houston nurse who spent $777 on lower bowl seats discovered identical seats going for $49.95 on the same platform 3 weeks later, after dynamic pricing misfired on a Wednesday night lull. A single dad in Birmingham maxed 2 credit cards for VIP tickets, only to get bounced by a payment error and then billed twice. College students in Charlotte coordinated a digital sit-in, leaving hundreds of carts hanging to freeze the algorithm at face value, while Reddit's r/Bayhive compiled a step-by-step bot-proof guide that crashed within 20 minutes because a pay-to-play reseller scraped the tactics and automated them. The outrage wasn't merely financial, it felt personal. Beyoncé had long championed fan empowerment, yet the platform she partnered with seemed to weaponize that devotion. Comment sections bristled with betrayal. "You won't break my soul? Ticketmaster already did." Meanwhile, consumer rights group Fair Ticket filed a class action suit in California, alleging deceptive practices and price discrimination against lower-income demographics. Analysts predicted that even a modest settlement could run 9 figures and still leave the system unchanged.
Cowboy Carter herself, Beyoncé, is saddling up for her highly anticipated new show, the Cowboy Carter and the Rodeo Chitlin' Circuit Tour. And with the release of new tour dates come new tour prices. And the Cowboy Carter Tour is sending fans in a frenzy as they try to cop tickets among soaring costs and what they are calling Ticketmaster mishap.
Yet paradoxically, every scandalous headline only pumped more oxygen into the tour's hype machine. News anchors replayed clips of sobbing fans finally nabbing seats at 2 a.m. Finance blogs calculated profit margins on flipped tickets like they were blue-chip stocks. As demand soared, so did speculation. If Beyoncé couldn't protect her hive from algorithmic ambushes, who could? Still, Queen Bee's hive doesn't stay angry for long when rumors start buzzing about history in the making. Whispers of Destiny Houston talk shows lit up with a tantalizing theory. With Destiny's Child's 30-year anniversary 2 years away, a stealth reunion cameo could drop on home turf dates. Paparazzi spotted Kelly Rowland leaving a closed soundstage where Beyoncé rehearses surprise transitions. Michelle Williams posted a cryptic boot emoji with 3 stars, enough to send Reddit detectives spiraling. Even Dolly Parton, who lent vocals to the album, teased, "I might just mosey on down to a show if I'm invited." Whether it happens or not, the mere possibility fuels ticket demand, and speculation that the Cowboy Carter era is secretly a prelude to a full DC reunion tour. Yet the allure isn't just nostalgia. Beyoncé has weaponized the past to bulldoze country music's old gatekeepers. Country, rewired on stage. She straps a rhinestone-inlaid acoustic and belts a mashup of Crazy in Love and Willie Nelson's On the Road Again, punctuated by a gospel choir in fringe jackets. Critics call it a masterclass in Black Americana, reclaiming a genre that once shut its doors on her. Offstage, fashion houses scramble to replicate her neon turquoise chaps and diamond spurs. Google Trends shows cowboy corset searches up 620% since the tour's launch. Meanwhile, Beyoncé's charitable arm funnels show night microgrants to Black-owned ranches and line dance studios, turning a style statement into grassroots stimulus. And speaking of stimulus, cities on the route are logging eye-popping numbers that make mayors dream of encore stops.
With ticket prices reaching over $3,800 in some places, we took to the streets of Hollywood to hear what Beyoncé fans were feeling about these high ticket costs. Would you pay $1,800 to see Beyoncé?
I would not.
I would not. Yeah, I would not. I mean, I love her, but I'm not like one of those super fans, you know, so I would not pay.
The $40 million weekend. Chicago's Loop saw 95% hotel occupancy when the tour rolled in, and rideshare surge pricing spiked 3 times from midnight till 2. Economists peg Beyoncé's total local impact at roughly $40 million per 3-night stint, comparable to a major sports playoff series. Atlanta's MARTA pre-sold bonus rail passes, and downtown restaurants extended hours, betting big on post-concert crowds. One barbecue joint near the Dome sold out of brisket by 10 p.m., then flipped to late-night waffles, just to keep cash flowing. City councils love the boost. Residents love the tax drop. Everyone wins, except perhaps ticket flippers stuck holding overpriced seats. But numbers alone don't capture the contradiction at the heart of this phenomenon. Record gross, empty rows? Journalists posted photos of upper decks looking patchy, igniting claims that Beyoncé overextended. Yet box office tallies keep rising. How? Her camp quietly flattens entire rows, shifting buyers forward for a fuller camera shot. while dynamic pricing offloads the cheap seats late. The strategy curbs bad optics without denting revenue, reinforcing the idea that perception is power. Skeptics cry manipulation. Parkwood Entertainment calls it fan experience optimization. Either way, the contradictions, sold-out headlines versus resale bargain bins, have made Cowboy Carter the most dissected tour since Taylor Swift's eras. Which brings us to the question no one can ignore: the bigger battle for live music. If Beyoncé's empire can't shield fans from price whiplash, can any artist? Lawmakers eye Ticketmaster, activists push for face value caps, and rival platforms promise transparency. Meanwhile, Beyoncé doubles down on spectacle. Drone horse shapes over the stadium, a hologram Willie Nelson cameo, and a pyrotechnic finale that spells CC 2025 across the roof. Love her or hate the system? You watch. Because you can't look away from a cultural juggernaut rewriting rules in real time. So next week, when someone complains that concerts just aren't what they used to be, remind them. In the summer of 2025, one artist bent ticketing algorithms, hijacked fashion trends, and forced entire cities to recalibrate their budgets, while still hinting she hasn't shown her full hand. Which begs the question, if this is only the cowboy prelude, what galloping surprise is Queen Bee saving for the grand finale? Keep your boots laced. The next thunderclap could land any minute.